refresh the feed. It's fine.
We don't have to go into it immediately, so you're fine.
No, I still have a bunch of other shit. I can share some cool facts with you. Or some more Am I the Assholes. More Am I the Assholes.
More of them.
Dumbest thing you were paid to do. Drew off my chest. Yeah, okay, I'm good.
You got a list?
Yeah.
All right.
It's just my first 8.
We're very much not getting through all of these, but we're going to get through as many as possible. All right. Ready?
Yeah.
You're listening to TKR.
Refresh the feed. It's fine.
We don't have to go into it immediately, so you're fine.
No, I still have a bunch of other shit. I can share some cool facts with you. Or some more Am I the Assholes. More Am I the Assholes.
More of them.
Dumbest thing you were paid to do. Drew off my chest. Yeah, okay, I'm good.
You got a list?
Yeah.
All right.
It's just my first 8.
We're very much not getting through all of these, but we're going to get through as many as possible. All right. Ready?
Yeah.
Oh, I have to do so much work. Hi, guys. Welcome back to TKR. I'm TK. And as you guys probably know, or if you guys this is your first episode, you probably don't know, Riley is currently unavailable for a little bit as he has put a lot on his plate in the last couple of weeks. So you're going to be dealing with me for a while. And I have decided to name this segment TK&G, which is TK and guest. And we have the first guest. This is my friend Maya.
There's no G in my name.
TK and M.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot. So yeah, this will basically be, I don't know how often Riley will be out or how often I'll need to do recordings like this. So I just have a whole bunch of them set up. I'm going to be recording a lot. We're going to have like reservoirs. So you might see these now. You might see these in like a year. You don't know. But this will be the first one.
Dude, if I look back on this in a year and I see what I looked like and what I sounded like and how I talked.
It's a year. What do you think? You're
Okay, but I listened to like a section. Do you remember when Michaela did those like podcast things from the Senior Project? I listened back to my fucking voice and like the way I talked. I hated it. I hated it. Like that was before I was in food service like full time. I hated it. You did an episode.
I know. I don't listen to it.
Oh. Well, she only did like 4 episodes.
Wasn't she supposed to do like 7? Didn't she do one of everyone that was in the house? So I think, I'm not going to say their names, but
Oh,
yeah, him, this one.
The missing persons case.
Yeah. And then me, you. And then, it was Fritter. I forget his name.
Evan?
Yes. I think he did one, didn't he?
I have no idea. I'm going to an AJR concert with him. I haven't seen him in like 2 years.
And you're going to an AJR concert with him?
He asked. Yeah. I don't even listen to AJR anymore. Yeah. It's so hard trying to get people to come to concerts with you.
And then you just agreed to do one?
Yeah. You know how hard I have been trying to get someone to come with me to Greta Van Fleet so I can like buy the tickets.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wants to go.
I will never go to a concert, I'm sorry.
What do you mean never?
I will never go to one.
Never.
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 Never. Never been appealing to me.
But they're so fun.
Never looked fun.
But the seats. What about like a seated one? The seats.
Nah.
I went to a Pitbull concert.
I gotta believe the fact you said the stadium. Hang on.
Oh shit. I went.
You're fine. Give me notes page. Thank you. This, by the way, for viewers at home, Maya was telling me to rearrange the studio, and basically was like, oh, do all the stuff that causes you to edit a fuck ton.
He needs armchairs.
On the couch, apparently.
He needs armchairs on the couch because we can't get rid of the couch.
Who said we couldn't get rid of the couch?
I thought you wanted to keep the couch.
I do want to keep the. Who said we couldn't get rid of it though?
You.
No, I just said I want to keep it. Doesn't mean we don't.
Oh. Where'd you put it?
In
the kitchen.
Oh, on the stove. Good idea.
On the stove.
Yeah.
You know what I thought of for my
Don't
job?
even go there.
I'm not gonna say the name of my job.
Okay.
Because I hate it right now. Did I tell you the work tee? Did I tell you the work tee that I have?
Do you want to put the work tee on online, or you want to wait until after?
Yes, because I fucking hate him now. Okay, so I work for a country club that I'm not going to say the name of, and I really liked it, and now I don't because they fired the head chef and the sous chef and the front of the house manager, and the head chef and the sous chef are the ones that hired me.
Mm-hmm.
Just get I'm not going to say his name, but the head chef,
it rhymes with David,
who I absolutely love,
uh-huh,
got voted Chef of the Year for West Michigan.
Uh-huh.
I almost said the name. The country club. The country club I work at was trying to get him from was trying
You can't even.
I keep forgetting I can't name drop.
You can't, I'll bleep it.
Was trying to get him from this really nice job that he had worked in for a while because he was a couple years away from retirement at this other job.
Mm-hmm.
And they finally got him. And they had him for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And they fired him. Because the members wanted more everyday dining options for the guests instead of fine dining options. They didn't want to drop $50 on a filet mignon. And it's on a street with a lot of restaurants.
But why would
it's a fucking country club.
Why would that stop them from having
they just fired him out of the blue.
Just because he can do fine, like, I don't know how to word this, but like, if you do fine dining and you wanted it to be everyday dining, could he not just?
We had both on the menu.
Why couldn't he just start cooking that? Why did you have to fire him for that?
No, here's the thing: we had both on the menu, so we would have like filet mignon, and then we would have like flatbread pizzas, and we would have like burgers, and then we would have like seared salmon, and then I would have my desserts on the menu because I'm a pastry chef. I had my creme brulee, I had my little cakes. And yeah, they just fired him. And last week, they cut my hours too, by the way. I have a second job now. But anyway, they cut my hours. And like last week, me and my coworker took a 2.5-hour break. Almost 3 hours, actually. And we ate chips and dip for about 3 hours. Because no one in that fucking kitchen does anything anymore.
And welcome to TK&G.
Anyway, Reddit.
Before that, I was going to talk to you a bit. Usually, me and Riley, because I don't think you've ever seen one of our podcast episodes at all. I didn't think so. We don't really ever promote it. Unless...
You get a billboard.
That's actually a good idea.
Like Better Call Saul type. Can I say that? Is that trademarked?
I don't know. We're going to put a note in here just in case.
I don't know how this works.
You're fine. I didn't brief you on anything beforehand, so you're good. But just to give a little background about yourself, like, well, every guest I'm gonna basically have like, oh, how do we meet? What made you want to be friends with me? Where do you think our friendship will go? When did you want to kill me the first time? You know?
I don't want to kill you the first time.
Oh, not the first time, but the second time.
The second time.
With that out of the way. All right, so I want to know, do you remember the video that we met from?
Brandon Rogers.
Brandon
Patrol, Mr. Mr. History Teacher.
You're fine. Honestly, bleeping it is going to be so much fun. But
Mr. History Teacher. Lunch. I was working on a poster, I think.
I don't remember what you were doing.
Yeah, I was working on a poster.
I don't even know why I asked the room. Basically, to give you guys context for it, we just know.
Because you weren't wearing headphones.
No, I did have headphones.
You were.
Yeah, because I gave you one of them.
Oh yeah.
So I said, "Who wants to watch this with me?"
Oh yeah.
But basically, we're in our lunchroom. We are at a insert private school here, and
charter. I didn't go to a private school.
Ugh. And
I'm not a private school kid.
Neither am I. I've always went to insert charter schools here.
Charter public school, technically.
Yeah.
But
we were in our lunchroom.
We were poor.
And one of my favorite vines.
Shut up! It was a poor school!
We were in our lunchroom.
Stayed in those classrooms. I was in portables. It doesn't have portables anymore.
But it did. But we were in our lunchroom, and one of my favorite vines was the ones from Neighborhood Patrol 2. And I didn't know that it was from Neighborhood Patrol 2 at the time. And when I found it out, I was like, oh, does anyone want to watch this with me? Because it's funny vines. For some reason, this crackhead said, yeah, I'll watch it. And ever since then, we've been friends.
Well, no, there's more to the story. The next class I had with you, it was like one of the first weeks.
Oh, was it?
I sat in the table by the front. No one sat by me.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was one of the first ones in. And you were like, hey, do you want to sit next to me?
No, it wasn't that. It was, we had a group project, and you were the only one that wasn't in the group. I'm like, you want to join our group?
Yeah.
She was literally just sitting like...
I was just sitting there, like...
literally not trying to be in anyone's group. I'm like, hey.
Everyone had already paired off. It would have been awkward.
I don't even remember what the project was, but I remember it being stupid.
That was the finance class, wasn't it?
Probably.
And we all know who ran that class. That's why it was fucking stupid.
We could talk a lot about why we hate this person, but we're not going to get into that. Instead, we're going to continue on. So, other question. So, obviously, we've been friends for now. What's been...
How long have you been... We just talked about this like 2 weeks ago.
I know. It's
5 years.
5 years.
6 years. 6 years. 6 years this year.
It'll be 6 years in August. Because I was 17 when I moved here.
Okay.
And I'm now 22.
Fucking old.
Don't fucking go there.
So old.
I know.
Oh my god, I have back problems. I've been popping, like, you know the thing in, like, high school where you have to, like, twist?
Yeah.
It's been poppy.
Oh, my sciatica.
I play volleyball on Thursday nights for, like, this little league, and I can't say where it's at, but it's fun.
Insert league name here.
But I have to, like, stretch before.
Oh, no.
And every single time, I make sure that I incorporate some back stretches into it. And one of them's the one where you like twist, like all those people do in high school, and like they grab the front of your desk, and it's awkward. It's just popping. I just pop.
I'm gonna wait for you to tell me one day you're gonna come over. It's like, oh, I power walked today and it was very tiring. I had a walker today.
I'm gonna get a cool cane when I'm old. You know the one in
It's gonna be like Balenciaga.
No, like one of the ones with the swords in it.
I will cut a bitch.
I get a bitch. That'd be fun. I can't wait to have a cane.
As you can see, our comedies are very, very much alike, and that's why we're friends. 5 years running. Weirdly, though, I see you so little now. I think we went before the last time I saw you. It was like what, 3 months?
Okay, in my defense.
You don't need a defense. I didn't call you either.
My defense. I was working full time and I was in school full time. Anyway, what's your excuse?
I was working full time. I had to care for my child. That one.
Huh, yeah. Child.
Yeah. I want to punch him sometimes.
I know you do. So do I.
I can't even say his name on the podcast because I didn't get his agreement.
If he doesn't come up with an original nickname for me in like the next couple of months, I'm coming up with one for him.
We're not going to talk about what he calls you. But basically, we have nicknames for each other. Mayonnaise, Triscuit, just makes it easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now to the topic after probably cutting all of this.
What?
No, I'm joking.
Oh, okay.
But as of this episode, obviously Riley's not here, so I'm picking a topic. and we decided that we are gonna do Reddit posts.
That's so original.
It's so original, but it's so not original, but it's very easy to do.
That's true. It's good talking points.
Exactly.
That's why it's all over Instagram.
Exactly. So I have 5 Reddit posts that I have. We're not gonna go through all of them, but
I have an indeterminate amount because I'm pulling them off my Instagram feed.
Which one would you like to go through first? We have the severely overrated experiences. We have the
honestly severely overrated experiences. I want to see what's in there.
Okay. This was posted 23 hours ago on Ask Reddit.
How many replies does it have right now?
There's 144 people in it right now, and it does not tell me the number of replies.
Let's go for it.
So, Ask Reddit, what is a severely overrated experience? The first one was about New Year's Eve in Times Square. Actually going out at all on New Year's Eve is overrated.
Okay, wait, did you see the news, like the little news article where people had to wear like adult diapers to go to the New Year's Eve in Times Square because they didn't have restrooms, so they would have to pee in the diaper in order to like stay there all night?
Why would you do that to yourself?
I don't know.
Don't go on New Year's Eve, kids.
Or bring a diaper with you.
Please don't.
You have to. If you go, you have to.
That's...
Because otherwise you're holding your... Did you know holding your pee can give you a kidney infection?
Yeah, I've heard that.
Oh, yeah. You want a kidney infection?
I'd rather just not go in general. I'd rather stay at home and use my bathroom.
I think it's Idaho does... It's either Idaho or Illinois does a potato drop. They have a gigantic, like, fake potato and they drop it and they, like, shoot off fireworks.
Please tell me the year that 2 years Toy Story came out, they had a Mr. Potato Head drop.
I forgot what state it was, but it was, like, Idaho or Illinois or one of the I's. Or Iowa. Got a lot of I's. Yeah. Like potatoes. Potatoes have a lot of I's. A lot of I states are potatoes.
You have really bad ADHD.
I don't. I just know a lot of cool shit.
The next one we have, all I can think about, that's the ball drop. This is the same reply. There's so many. All right. A big, splashy, surprise engagement is overrated.
Oh, this goes somewhere different. But honestly, I agree. Like, why would you do it in front of a bunch of people? Just save it for your wedding.
Okay,
Okay, ideal wedding. What's your ideal wedding?
Not a wedding at all.
Same. Courthouse, have a party after.
This is why.
Yeah.
But for engagement, I can see, like, maybe, like, their best friend or, like, their parents. Like, one person that specifically said they want to be there for it, that would be fine. But sorry to call you out like this, Nick and Sarah, but I'm doing it, especially you, Nick. My friend Nick recently got engaged in, like, December, and he had a list of over 100 people he invited to the engagement.
Oh my
The surprise engagement.
Oh, wait, those are kind of cute, though.
He actually live streamed it as well on Twitch. And
maybe I wouldn't do that.
But, like, it had 80 views on it afterwards. There was just people that couldn't make it. And there was, like, 40 people with us where we were. So he had, like, 120 people that were supposedly all here for this. It was cool.
That's kind of cute, though, if it's, like, a cute couple.
It was very cute because she didn't notice us at all until after. It's like, hey, there's your friends and family. Goes, ah! But I could never do that, especially because if she says no,
that's terrifying.
Like, it's like, hey.
What if he says no? Well, we can ask.
Well, I just mean, like, in my perspective, if I had that many people, it's like, yeah. She's like, will you marry me? No, I don't want to give you this anymore.
With, like, public proposals, there's, like, so much pressure on the other person to say
yeah, that's another thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, what if they want to say no?
Exactly.
We gotta talk about this stuff.
Have you seen the people that, like, the one video specifically, this dude, like, proposed to this woman in a restaurant, and she, like, went up to him, slapped him across the face, and walked out in the middle of a restaurant.
He definitely cheated. He's trying to make it up to her.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
It hurt to watch.
Not sponsored.
Unless Oh no.
Hmm.
This one's in bad taste. A submarine ride to see the Titanic. Oh no. That that was a bad taste.
I just feel bad for the kid that was on there.
Oh, I know.
Goddamn.
What? So many of these are terrible. Spending thousands of dollars on a wedding for one day. No wonder the wedding industry makes billions every year.
Okay, but that's great for like
Wedding venues.
pastry people or like
Yeah,
baking
like
people like me.
events. Yeah.
So you can charge a lot of money for a nice cake.
Mm-hmm.
But wedding cakes are a pain to make
Yeah, I wonder
and to deliver
why.
and to put together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, I once spent 4 hours trying to get the frosting on a wedding cake smooth. 4 hours. Smooth. The trick is water, by the way, guys. You get a little bench scraper, dip it in water, shake it a bit, go around. Makes it smooth.
You learned that in hour 3, didn't you?
No, my professor didn't tell me until hour 3. I hated that professor.
I imagined him just in the background, just like watching, and he had like a stopwatch. He goes, long enough.
That was my least favorite professor I've ever had. I got into an argument with him on my last. I was defending my final project. It was this chocolate sculpture that I made to look like a truck. He hated it. I loved it. I yelled at him. Everyone heard. I escaped to the bathroom, and my classmate gave me crab rangoons.
In the bathroom?
I left the bathroom first.
Okay, good.
And then I left about an hour early.
Respect.
Hated that guy.
But yeah,
I know who you are.
If he's watching this.
He is.
No. I don't, yeah, like, weddings are so...
They're a little...
I never see a point of having a wedding.
Yeah.
Like, I can understand wanting the people you love there to see you on a special day, but, like, paying that much money for, like, a couple hours. Yeah.
I think my cousin's wife did it really well. And I'll defend them because my cousin's wife is like one of my favorite people ever.
Mm-hmm.
So they had a very small, like, actual wedding ceremony.
Mm-hmm.
It was like immediate family and like my grandma.
Right.
And, like some other people. And then they had a nice, cheaper like reception.
Mm-hmm.
With like a potluck style meal and like drinks and like desserts and all
Okay,
that.
I can get
like
behind
on
that.
a later date.
I can get behind that, yeah.
And she still like wore white and all that.
See, the problem
Also, I'm sorry. I kind of accidentally wore white to your wedding. It was a white and black floral print. It was mainly black, but there was white in it. And I didn't realize until I got there. I'm very sorry.
How do you not realize until you get there?
I woke up late, shoved something on. Because it was a summer wedding, so I don't have very many like formal summer clothes.
Yeah.
And it was like this really cute romper, so I wore it. And then I got there and I'm like, oh crap, I'm wearing white at a wedding. So I put a jacket on. It was hot. I felt so bad. It was mainly black though, but I still feel like an a-hole for that.
I mean, at least you're apologizing to not her.
No, I apologized to her later.
Okay, I thought this is why you probably like we're not.
I brought it up to her before.
We got 2
and she was
Spotify
like, yeah,
followers. It's not
notice.
doing anything.
Yeah, I still felt so bad.
But yeah, if it's just like having a ceremony, I'm more fine with that. I just like I feel like the biggest thing I hate about weddings is the wedding dress, though. I can never.
They're so pretty though.
Okay, there's nothing's wrong with like having a beautiful dress, right? But paying that much money to use it one time, it's the same thing like prom dresses or like I
wore a tux to prom. That's not surprising.
Did you? You didn't? No.
That was homecoming.
Oh, it was homecoming. Okay, I have a picture of us at homecoming on my desk because we're best friends.
I stained his sweatshirt by accident.
And it came out. Actually, I don't even have that one anymore. I gave it to Chloe.
Oh, we're gonna have to blink on that man.
No, she's not. No one's gonna know who Chloe is.
What if she listens to it?
There's no way she does.
Okay.
Even if she does, the way that she spells it, no one's gonna be able to find her. Hi, Chloe.
Well, now they are. I can guess.
No, they can't. But yeah, it's just wedding dresses. And
I've seen some like really pretty ones though.
if you could find it, just sucks that it's so expensive. Like, I'm not saying it's a bad thing to buy an expensive wedding dress. It just sucks that it has to be expensive.
Yeah, just to wear it one time.
And just to wear it, like if it's like a hand me down for weddings, then
that's cute.
That's cute, yeah. But most of them aren't. Most of them sit in a bag in your closet. Like, oh yeah.
I love you, Mom. Your wedding dress when you married my dad was very 80s. And they married in the 2000s.
We love you, Mom.
Love you, Mom.
On to the next one. I don't even know what is, but having someone follow you around with a violin and play thematic music throughout your day, and for some reason is even more expensive if the person is actually good at playing. 2 out of 10 wouldn't do it again.
I'm gonna do that. No, I'm not. That's embarrassing.
Yeah, shut up. Who pays for that?
It's fun.
No, okay, if anything, you hire a mariachi band.
Mariachi bands are good. Would you have a mariachi band at your wedding? Your courthouse wedding? They could be your witnesses!
This is the wedding episode, apparently. TK&G weddings.
It could be.
Okay.
Get your girlfriend here right now.
We're gonna message her.
You gotta make sure. Ooh, or if I can move my relationship along from 0 to 100 real quick.
If we got married, can we have how do you spell mariachi?
Mariachi.
We went too fast.
Mariachi.
ACHI.
One time I won a regional spelling bee. Story. And I still have the trophy. I have it tucked away in a closet because that's embarrassing.
This will determine if I ever see you again.
This is a lot of pressure to put on her.
Oh yeah. She's not gonna answer me when the podcast ends though.
I know.
I hope.
Anyway, moving on.
We have axe throwing.
I kind of like it.
See, the Dave and Buster's one is more fun. The actual axe throwing, it's enjoyable, but it kind of gets old.
Yeah, if you go like once.
I gotta argue with this one.
What is it?
No, just keep saying what you're saying.
If you go once, it's good.
Okay, good. Gender reveal parties. Gender reveals are so cool if you do it the right way. Cool.
If you don't set fire to a forest, they're so fun.
Or if you don't stab the chair with the knife when it's not the child you want multiple times.
Oh, I hate those reaction videos where the dad doesn't like the gender.
I think the worst one I've seen was like, I think it was the mother that was like upset it was a boy. And she like wouldn't hug her boyfriend or husband. She just like walked away. It's like, imagine you show that to your kid.
Yeah.
Like, it's so upsetting. It definitely, they can go one or two ways, but gender reveals are so much fun because not only, most of the time, you're surprising yourself. You've already bought like just gender neutral stuff, which is incredible already.
Plus, it's just a party.
It's just a party.
It's just a party.
You have someone that gets to have enjoyment setting up a party for you. You get to enjoy figuring out the gender of your future child and or child's, which that is even more fun, figuring out that
if you're gonna have like twins.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd be terrified. Okay, here's the thing. I'm never getting pregnant. Ever.
That's fair. I'm never getting pregnant.
I've seen the list. I've seen the list. I showed you the list.
Yeah.
It's terrifying.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Anyway, parties. The best one is the one where she takes her wig off. And it shows the gender.
Yes.
That was the best one. That's the best one.
Other than the one setting fire to...
That's the best one.
I love the ones where it's the sports ones, like either the baseball where they toss it. He goes, I'll take the next swing, and it just drops on the floor. I always feel so bad. It's like, oh, you should have just swung. Or the ones where like the dust will just hit a kid in the face. Gender reveals are so cool. I don't know how they're overrated. This one just hurts. The satisfaction, validation of online attention.
That's fair.
Yeah,
I still haven't taken it. Here's the thing: I still haven't taken the likes counter off my Instagram, even though everybody else has.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. I just like seeing the numbers.
All right, we'll hit one more.
Or when more than one person likes my Instagram story.
Well, this we're doing the wedding episode, so we're getting this one. In my culture, marrying someone is so important. I wish there wasn't such a big deal about being married. Facts. Facts.
Good tax benefits, though.
That's the sad thing. Like, you like to get any support, you have to be married.
Yeah.
Like, if you're married for, let's say, you've dated for 2 months, but just got married, and someone was in a committed relationship for 15 years, why is it that one that they just got married gets more? Like, clearly you've been in a relationship for 15 years. They are your spouse, regardless if you're married or not.
Oh, there's a thing called bylaw married. A friend of mine has that, yeah.
Okay.
Well, had that. It's not good enough. Anyway, but yeah, you can get bylaw married. So there's still like your emergency contact, your primary care concern or person. They're in like your will, all that. You're just not married. You're by law married. And there's like paperwork and all that. But yeah, it's a whole thing. If you're ever interested, not with me.
You just had to throw it in there. Like I was gonna ask.
You get bylaw married too?
No.
You could.
No.
Good.
No. Good. Anyway, do you want to do one of yours or you want to do one of these ones?
Oh, let me see what I have on my handy dandy Instagram. You want some cool facts? Do you want to know stupid questions? Do you want an Am I the Asshole?
Let's get an Am I the Asshole. I didn't save any on mine, so let's hear one.
Okay. Am I the asshole for getting upset when my husband told his family that they didn't need to get us wedding gifts? It's a wedding one.
What's up with the wedding stuff?
I am my husband's second wife.
Oh, okay. Stop right there. Ooh.
But
okay.
This is my first marriage. After our wedding, I couldn't help but notice that none of his family had given us gifts. They'd all attended the wedding and were supportive of our marriage. When I asked him about this, he said he told them that they didn't have to give us gifts because he felt bad that they'd already given him gifts at his first wedding. None of these people are poor, none are rich, solidly middle class, shout out. So money wasn't necessarily the issue. Am I the asshole for being upset?
Alright, so husband gets married to second wife.
I hate when people expect gifts.
It's like, oh, that pisses me off. Don't get us any gifts. I've had them before.
Do you think they're going to get a divorce?
I mean, if this is how their married life starts off, that's not good.
That's not great.
Okay. I get what you mean about not wanting to expect gifts, but at the same time, like, when you think about it from both perspectives, this is her first wedding, so she
wants to feel special.
Exactly. She wants the benefits. She wants to experience all of it. Yeah.
That's the only gift I can think of for weddings. Towel warmer.
Towel.
Candle.
But also, like, what a shitty thing to do to be like, oh, just don't get us anything.
Yeah.
Like, this is my second wedding.
Plus, like, her family probably got them gifts.
Exactly.
So it's like all the pressure's on her family.
I mean, if it was, in this case, if he would have said, hey, you don't need to get us gifts because you've already done it before.
But if you
want to, then you can. But the fact that he's like, yeah, no, don't do it. Don't do it.
Like, don't do it. I'll find you. And
I will send it back and get the money and then give it back to you somehow. That's so sad. That's a really good recipe for how well the rest of the marriage will go. There have been so many stories I read about, or I guess read, that the day of the wedding or the day after the wedding is like some married couple's worst days.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm like, why? You guys should
well,
be happy.
to be fair to the people that are the most angry, most of the problems come from a disagreement with the ceremony or the wedding itself.
Yeah, it's
like one I read was a guest was invited that one of them didn't want invited, and it was like a hard no, and they were still invited. Or the one that really made my blood boil. A bride said that she didn't want her husband to take her because you know the tradition of like you throw your wife into the cake. Yeah, she paid all that money for her makeup, all that money for her hair.
I've seen that. I'd get pissed.
Yeah,
it's like fair point. Also, I hate that tradition.
It's so stupid, but literally, it's so dumb that like she's like, yeah, this will literally ruin up my day. And he goes, tee hee hee, I won't do it, and then did it. And you expect her to just be okay with it?
Yeah.
It's like, calm down, it was a joke.
Like, that's setting the standard for the rest of the
relationship. Like, you don't listen to her. Your friends have more say over her than she does.
You prioritize your decisions.
Exactly. It's like,
you dickhead.
I would have ripped up the papers right there.
Yeah.
Like, we're no longer married. That's also something I found out about marriage. I didn't realize, because I've only ever been to like 2 official weddings, and that was after I turned 20. Did you know that like you have to file the paperwork yourself? Didn't know that. I thought like once that happened, the
minister?
Yes.
Ordained?
Yeah, would just like take the papers like, okay, City Hall.
Nope. You gotta do it yourself. So another point against weddings and pro courthouse.
Yeah.
Marriage.
So actually, that brings up another question. So you get married, then you go on most people go immediately to the honeymoon. So they're not married until they get back.
I think they probably file the paperwork right before the wedding. And then like finish it, take it off, and then go on their honeymoon as like a, hey, we did paperwork.
Oh, maybe. Hey. I will say I had some friends, they got married and the next day they were supposed to like go on their flight. I think they're going to Costa Rica for the week. Or they're going like different continent, right? They missed their flight. And so the rest of the group is like, the wedding party was just kind of hanging out at like just a casual hangout. We saw them walk up. We're like, you guys should have left like 6 in the morning. It's 4 p.m. He goes, yeah, we missed our flight. We're going tomorrow now. It's like, how much money did you waste? He goes, oh, it's like an extra $2,000 or something. Like, yeah, no shit. You missed the flight out of the U.S. and they had a fun time though.
That's good.
Yeah, I would have livid the entire trip afterwards.
I told you about my 23-hour layover, didn't I?
Yeah.
That sucked.
Yeah. I wonder why.
In an airport. Stuck in an airport. Amsterdam airport, you've screwed me over twice now. Don't let it happen again.
All right. So the ones I have entitled parents. I'll just read the titles for you. You can pick which one you want to hear. We have Incident Today with My Dad with entitled parents. We have Off My Chest. My sister is an entitled asshole and bully. We have Off My Chest. I'm losing my best friend of 12 years to his awful new girlfriend. And True Off My Chest. My niece is turning into a creep, and my brother and sister-in-law are refusing to do anything about it.
To the second to last one.
I'm losing my best friend to his awful girlfriend?
Yeah. I want to cry.
All right. This is going to be a read.
Okay.
All right. R/Off My Chest. I'm losing my best friend of 12 years to his awful new girlfriend. My best bud. Let's call him Brian.
Why would you call your best
bud? The English is very strange here. My best bud, let's call him Brian, are both in our early 30s. And have been close friends for almost 12 years now. We lived together in college, and I would go so far as to consider him the brother I never had. It's going to be so sad, isn't it? It's going to be sad. So sad. Brian was exactly... I love when read these stories how they rip their friends apart. Brian hasn't exactly had the best luck with women. His last relationship ended in 2012, and he hasn't been intimate with anyone for almost 8 years. So I was very happy for him when he told me he started dating Allison, a mutual friend of his brother, in September of 2023. Here's where things get a little odd. Brian came to me the first week he started dating Allison and said he broke things off with her because she lied about making out with her ex a week after she met Brian. I guess they were in the talking phase of the relationship when this happened. He said she was immature and didn't want to start off a relationship with an unstable foundation like that. I was proud of him. Not even a week later, Brian canceled his plans with me because he got back together with her. Apparently, she was texting him constantly and apologizing profusely for lying. I suppose the fact that he hasn't been with anyone in many years influenced his decision making, but nevertheless, I was pretty disappointed in him for going back to her. Brian now goes full throttle into this relationship with Allison. He told uh he told her he loved her not even a month into getting back together. He brings her to family and social gatherings, constantly texts her when he and I are hanging out, just being annoying about it, honestly. He prioritizes her over everyone and everything. I've hung out with Allison a few different times. I can confidently say I'm not impressed at all. She's vulgar, blunt, and immature. I personally don't find her attractive in any way. That wasn't necessary.
That's just not bad for a woman to be blunt.
Yeah, well, if you're immature and blunt,
Yeah,
let's
I'm a
go with
little
that.
vulgar.
Yeah, well, you're not immature and blunt.
Mm.
I feel like the only reason he's infatuated with her is because she finally giving him the physical and emotional attention he's craved for the past decade. I've always I'm always on guard with her, especially knowing about the whole lying thing. I love my friend, but he deserves so much better. A few weeks ago, I learned that Brian and Allison were planning on moving in together. Brian lives with his brother, sister-in-law, and baby nephew, and has told me that the house feels crowded out and wants a place of his own. I didn't think he and Allison were really serious until he told me a few days ago that he's picking up the keys to their new place this weekend. I haven't brought up my feelings to Brian for fear of it would cause a rift between us. Overall, I just want him to be happy, but I strongly feel that he is making a huge mistake. It's way too soon to move in with someone after only knowing them for 4 months, especially considering the circumstances involved. I'm worried I'm losing my best friend and I don't know what to do. 4 months and you're already moving in with them. That is 4.
I've known Chris for 4 months.
You want to believe that?
Yeah. Wow, my love life is sad.
I mean, me and Aaliyah have been only together like 3 months ish, 2 or 3.
I just don't think they're a good match.
What gave you that idea?
Like, he's a little too desperate. She's taking advantage of that a little bit.
Yeah, well, I mean, if the first week of you guys dating is, oh yeah, I made out with my ex.
Yeah. At least she told him.
That you should look for the good in this.
I'm trying to.
I know, but okay.
I just don't like how he ditched his friend. Like,
I
if
mean,
you can't balance a relationship with everything else in your life, why shouldn't be in a relationship
I
like that at least?
I have friends in my life that are like this, where they will get into a relationship and then
You never see him again?
that is like their sole form of happiness. No matter what, that deserve everything.
That's not super healthy.
It really isn't. And I actually, in high school, I was kind of the same way. Um, Z, I threw away a lot of myself just to like concentrate on that. I think after we had broken up at that point too, that was when I realized what I had done, and that's when I started to develop in my brain that I can be happy on my own, or I don't need to sacrifice everything for them. Obviously, there are sacrifices involved with everything, but I shouldn't have to give everything for one.
I feel like I'm too independent when it comes to relationships.
No, you're just dumb.
Damn.
I don't mean to be mean, but you're just dumb.
When it comes to relationships, yes.
Yeah.
It's a different situation, you know?
Yeah.
You know? It's just, they're not always out. They're not always comfortable. There's a lot to
It's a lot.
traverse with other women.
She's into women, by the way.
Yeah.
If you couldn't tell. This hurt. But this dude just ripped into this woman. Like, she's ugly.
She's ugly. She's immature. She's blunt.
I
actually don't mind the blunt thing. Though.
The blunt. Okay.
If you're like rudely blunt,
mm-hmm.
then like fuck you.
That was the thing I was gonna say too.
But like, okay, I had a little pink thing like stain on my pants all day, and nobody told me it until I got home, and my mom was like, "Hey, you have a little pink stain on your back, like on the back of your pants." It's like, are you fucking kidding me? I had cream cheese on my pants, and nobody told me. I work at a bagel shop. We make cream cheese in the house.
How right, that is your second job now.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, blunt is fine. I think that blunt is like two categories. It's either blunt or productively blunt. Like, knowing when being blunt doesn't just harm someone's like mental. Like, 'cause you could easily say like, "Oh, you're ugly," or you could easily say like, "You're not everyone's cup of tea." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you gotta be strategic. That's the word I'm looking for. Strategically blunt.
But also just like in the workplace, you need blunt people in charge.
You ain't lying.
Huh?
You ain't lying.
If your boss is too nice, or if your boss that's blunt gets fired, turns into a shit show real quick. I'm still mad about it. I am still mad about it.
All right, you want me to do another one?
To quitting.
Oh, I gotta pull up the clock again.
Wait, do you want another Am I the Asshole?
Sure, let's hear one.
Okay. Am I the asshole for canceling the babysitter after my wife decided not to attend my work holiday party?
Oh, God.
You ready for this one?
No, but go for it.
My 38M work held our annual holiday party last Friday. It was held at one of those axe-throwing places, which I had never done before, so I figured it would be pretty fun. My wife, 36F, and I have 3 kids, 10, 8, and 5, so we don't get out of the house for dates very often.
Okay.
The holiday party was planned almost 2 months ago, and my wife agreed to attend with me. I suggested we make it more of a date by either going out for drinks after the party or catching a late-night movie. Okay. She thought this was a good idea, too. I also arranged for a babysitter to come watch the kids for that night.
How does this go wrong?
The day of the party, my wife got home from work and told me that she had a horrible day and was in a bad space mentally, so she didn't want to come to the party.
Okay, sounds right.
I told her I was disappointed, but I understand if she wants to stay home. As I was getting myself ready to head to the party, I called a babysitter and canceled. I apologized to her and offered to Venmo her an hour's worth of our agreed rate, $30. Oh my God, $30 an hour. To compensate for the cancellation, and she agreed that was reasonable. As I was getting ready to leave, my wife asked when the babysitter was going. Oh, she was going to cheat. Maybe not. My wife asked when the babysitter was going to come. I kind of looked at her funny and told her I had just canceled the babysitter because she was no longer coming with me. She got mad at me and told me that I knew she had a bad day, and was in a bad mental state and needed some time to herself. I told her that I had assumed none of that meant she was incapable of watching our kids, and that I didn't think having the babysitter come when my wife was still home made any sense at all. She told me to call her back and see if she could still come watch the kids, and I told her that if she wanted to do that, she can do it, but I'm not going to. She tried to argue with me about it, but I told her that I had to leave for the party. While I was at the party, she sent me multiple texts about how the kids were driving her nuts, and that the babysitter didn't answer her calls, and she needed me to come home. She kept blowing up my phone, and I eventually left the party over an hour early to go home. When I got there, she kept arguing with me about how I was an asshole for canceling the babysitter when I knew she had a rough day. I told her I was not going to pay a babysitter just so that my wife can rest after a bad day. Ooh, that's not good. I told her she could have just thrown a movie on for the kids and be relaxed. I told her she was the one who ruined our potential night out, and that having a bad day at work is not a good enough reason to pay a babysitter $150 to $200. It is. She still thinks I was an asshole for canceling the babysitter without talking to her first, and she's still mad at me for it.
Yes.
But I don't think that was an unreasonable assumption to make, considering that there have been plenty of times when I've had a bad day, and I'm still 100% capable of watching the kids by myself while my wife leaves the house.
This is the man.
This is the man.
This is the man.
Hey everyone, can we cool it with a purely speculative cheating angle? Oh shit, I said that earlier.
You got caught!
Oh, hear this. My wife goes to yoga class with 5 other moms from our neighborhood, so unless they are all stepping out on their husbands or all in cahoots together, she's not cheating. Our neighborhood isn't a reality TV show, and real life isn't like that. She's an introvert, and when she gets to her social limit, she doesn't want to go out. It's happened before, which is why I didn't push her to come out with me.
So, no. So you're telling me she's an introvert. You know she had a bad day. She's not mentally able to be around people. And you didn't just give her a day to herself.
Plus, the kids are young. They're like 10, 8, and 5.
Oh, that was another thing I was going to say. Just throw on a movie. Like, do you not raise your kids to know that always isn't enough? You got to make them dinner.
Hyper.
You got to play with them, make them dinner. You have to make sure they sit there while you're trying to calm them. Like, okay, I can...
3 kids?
Yeah.
Like a million questions.
I can understand.
Things going wrong. Plus the mess.
I can understand his mindset of, we'll cancel the babysitter because you're going to be home. But ask.
Yeah.
Why is it read the story so many times? Men just don't ask if
something's okay. Right?
Yeah.
They just assume.
Literally, so many times like, because you said this, I just assumed that you didn't want this anymore. Like,
no.
You literally could have just asked and saved you all the trouble. Also, that babysitter is cooking and
$30 an hour.
I would babysit those kids every day.
Yeah. Jeez.
Also,
I make 17 right now.
So $30 an hour for 105 hours with 3 kids that you can just leave afterwards.
Yeah.
That is.
Maybe I need to be. I don't want to be a babysitter.
No, you're probably gonna get like a slice of pizza and then a pepperoni under your shoe, and that's all you're gonna get as payment.
Yeah. People are cheap.
Yeah.
Here in our city.
You almost said it, didn't you?
I
did. I'll put a no.
I'm not good at this part.
No, you're fine. I wasn't good at it either. There was one episode of I had a different podcast with a couple other friends, and they were none of us lived in like the same city, but they kept saying one local place to one of them that had a very like it was a generic name, but they said like what kind of establishment it was. And I looked it up. There was only like 3 or 4. It was very easy to tell if you listened.
Wait, type it out so I can see it.
I don't remember the name of it.
Oh.
I have to find the episode eventually, but it was literally just like they kept saying it, and I'm like, I have to believe it. It's like, but why? That's a common word, and they kept saying it. I'm like, stop fucking saying it! If I said I had to bleep it. I had to go through. I didn't even upload the episode. That was the last one we did before, but it's like 7 spots in like 5 seconds. So I'm like, stop it! It was so stupid.
Can't believe I'm not going to see this episode for a year.
Yeah, you might see this one. This actually might be put out just on Monday. Remember, guys, Monday at 7 p.m.
I did not shave my legs.
Eastern Central, Michigan time. 7 a.m. Eastern, Michigan time.
Michigan.
We're allowed to say we're living in Michigan. They know that.
I don't want to say it.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's a tough situation. All right. Which one next? We got these 3 left. Which one do you want to hear?
Sister.
All right. Another off my chest. This was posted 9 hours ago. It's a very short one. My sister is an entitled asshole and bully. Using a throwaway and on mobile. Sorry if this is all choppy. As the title says, my 18 female sister, 12 female, is so entitled. I don't know if it's because she's coming into teenage years and her hormones are all over the place, or or if she's actually an asshole, but she's constantly yelling / screaming and throwing things if she doesn't get her way. Gross. She's always hurting me and my other sister, 14 female, and our mom to the point she's left bruises and actually broke my wrist and possibly my other one, but I didn't get that checked out because she thought it was funny.
Oh, my mom would have whooped my
If mom and I go out to run errands while she's sleeping, she'll wake up and immediately call and say she's starving and needs food despite knowing we have no money. And all the money we do have is usually for bills or groceries. When I get paid, she demands I buy her things. If I don't, she throws the biggest tantrum until I finally cave because I'm exhausted. She takes my stuff, barges into my room, and demands things. Just yesterday, I was extremely sick and had pains down my whole body, especially my back, because my other sister hit it jokingly, but it really hurt. Oh, but it was really hard, excuse me. And she purposely hit me with a shovel and then came out and threw a shoe at me. She chokes me, and other sister is basically she chokes me and other sister and basically rules the house. It's her way or the highway, and she doesn't listen to anyone. She's always threatening my life and says she will murder me.
That kid needs to be admitted.
I tell my friends often that if one day I turn up dead and it's not suicide, it's going to be my sister. I'm scared for my life every day. I'm always avoiding her just in case I do something that angers her. I don't know what to do, and moving out isn't an option right now as I have no money and I am in a lot of pain constantly. I just needed to vent, so if anyone reads this, thank you. If not, this helped a lot anyways.
That kid needs to be admitted. Those parents have got to beat that kid's ass.
12 years old.
Oh.
What kind of shovel do we think it was? Was it a snow shovel?
I'm thinking like those plastic snow shovels. Because if it's a metal one, that's going to hurt.
In my head, I hear the metal shovel, I hear the tongue from my teeth.
No, I'm thinking like a plastic snow shovel.
But I thought she said the other sister hit her. Hang on.
Probably, I thought she said jokingly, but it was harder. I've done that with my brother, where I hit him, and it's harder than I meant for it.
This is my other sister. So I think she's talking about the 14-year-old sister, jokingly, but her, and she purposely hit me with a shovel and then came out to shoot me. Okay, so I think 14-year-old sister hit her in the back, but it hurt, and then other sister then threw a shovel at her, and then a shoe, and then apparently chokes out both of them. How strong is this 12-year-old?
If I had a 12-year-old sibling and they were doing this to me constantly, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you be mad?
I would be mad, yeah. I cannot confirm or deny. If it was a sister, I don't think I would hit it. If it's a brother, I would.
I've hit my brother a lot.
Well, that's different.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I've only had brothers.
Oh, I know.
So I don't know how to do.
I've only had older sisters.
Oh, that must be.
And I only have one younger brother. Everyone else is older than me.
Technically, I have a half sister out there somewhere.
Yeah,
but that's weird to think about.
But if I was in her shoes, I don't think I would. Let's say I'm male 18 and I have a 12-year-old sister that's doing this to me. I would.
If you were a female,
if I'm a male, I'm defending myself most of the time, and I'm like putting my foot down. I would never hit her. But if I am a female, I have the weave on.
So basically, she's entitled to beat that 12-year-old's ass.
Oh, 100. Are you kidding me? Down the stairs immediately. Oh, look. I put your cash at the bottom of the...
Yep. I like how your knee cracked on that.
I know. I'm so old. I hope you were going to... The mic didn't pick it up. No. Why must you make me suffer?
It's a loud pop, man.
No, it wasn't. The mic didn't pick it up. It was. It's gonna be so bad in post when I hear that.
Just edit it in. Put the you know that metal pipe sound? Just put that in. You move your knee.
Alright, that was a short one, so I'll do another one really quick. Out of the last two I have, which one do you want? Do you want the entitled parents or do you want true off my chest?
True off my chest.
Alright, true off my chest. My niece is turning into a creep, and my brother and sister-in-law refuse to do anything about it. All right. I'm staying with my brother and his wife while finishing college. Lame. And
sorry, I just burped.
and they have been treating me great. We've always had a good relationship, which is why it sucked. We got into a major argument over my niece. Let's call her Nodai? Naughty?
I think it's Nody. Naughty? Nody.
We're gonna call her N, just for the sake.
Nody.
We're gonna call her N.
Nody.
But
keep going.
But I feel it's what's best because of what my niece has done. Well, my niece has told me herself and what I've seen. N is 14 years old. What's up with the whole... Okay, no, the one was 12. We're good. Imagine this was the same family. N is 14 years old, and we've constantly had long talks over everything since I moved in. Last November, she told me about a person she's seemingly in love with, which is the mother, Ruth, of one of her best friends who lives a few blocks away.
Stacy's mom
has got it going on. By the way, I only read the first and last sentence of all of these stories that I'm reading today, so I'm just as surprised as Maya is going through this. So I didn't know that part.
My top careers in life, I got two. I either want to work in a tropical greenhouse and take care of plants, or I want to be a pool boy.
Where did that come from? Stacy's mom?
Stacy's mom. Pool boys.
All right.
It would be so good to be a pool boy.
So she's in love with Ruth. With N telling me she loves staying the night over at their place and how right now it's perfect how Ruth isn't dating because in a few years she'll make her girlfriend.
She's got this all planned out.
Teenager with crush doesn't sound like a big deal, but ever since she told me that and a few other things, I guess I just became more observant over her interactions with Ruth and is outright groping her in sneaky ways. Don't want to describe it, but it's basically her hands quickly gracing or rubbing the wrong places in a few seconds. Wrong places a few seconds too long. Is there a too long is a weird part of that.
Don't you accidentally touch people's butts sometimes?
Oh yeah, I guess. This next sentence is wild. I stared at her after one instance and she gave me a shit-eating grin. She's doing it on purpose. I guess Ruth either gives her the benefit of the doubt or is oblivious. Also, she has the most paper-thin excuses for why she should stay the night over at Ruth's place and why her friend can't stay with us or another friend's house. Almost every sleepover is at Ruth's house unless one of her friends pushes back. I figured by this point, I could just talk to her one-on-one and get this sorted out. She admitted she knows what she's doing, but it isn't a big deal, and how she can't really help it, and insists the only times it happens is when I've happened to see it, and how she's not doing anything else. So I decided to involve my brother, and he told me N will grow out of it. That's a terrible stance on this. I told him this needs to get nipped in the bud. I thought it was nipped in the butt for the longest time, by the way. Now and needs professional help before things escalate and my brother got defensive, telling me she's 14 and figuring herself out and taking her to a psych will make her feel like there's something wrong with her. He warned to drop it and to stop trying to be a parent. I pushed on even though he was angry at this point, and he agreed to stop allowing Anne to sleep over at Ruth's house so frequently. But besides that, he'd let Anne figure herself out. He even told me not to ruin Anne's friendship by telling this to Ruth or anyone else. As far as I know, neither him or sister-in-law have sat down with Anne over what I've said. I feel terrible for Ruth and her daughter. I want to help save my niece from herself, but I feel if I push too hard, I'll just kick out. I'll just kick out and nothing will get solved. That was really hard to say.
I don't know how I feel about this.
It was
not great. Okay, first of all, how old is that mom? How often do they have sleepovers?
So
why is the mom not saying anything to the parents?
Assuming it's like a standard American household, if the other daughter's most like the 13, 14, or 15, so maybe like 30s, 40s for this mom.
Probably 40s.
Depending, yeah.
Oh,
Let's assume 38.
It's young.
And Stacy's mom's got it going on. Maybe this girl is Stacy. The friend is Stacy.
Stacy's mom's gotta go.
Okay, but how do you?
Yeah, how do you stop that? Maybe it is just a thing that she'll grow out of. Because here's the thing, with like internet culture and a lot of people crushing pretty hard on celebrities, I've seen some weird tweets.
I think
from like 16-year-olds.
Yeah, it's insane.
So she probably thinks that's normal.
But even still, I think the saying of like she'll grow out of it is a terrible stance of the parent. If anything, I feel like in all of this they acknowledge that it is an issue, and for them to not specifically like they don't have to take her to like a psych or take her to therapy or anything.
Just like talk to her.
That's what I mean. Like the parents not discussing it with their daughter is my problem. Because at that point, you could easily just sit her down and say, hey, what you're doing is like super boundary breaking. Like, I understand that you said you couldn't control it, but at the same time, it's very bad that you're doing it. It's like at this point, if only your aunt is talking to you about it, and I'm presuming the parents know, or like and knows now that the parents know. If your parents are like, yeah, we're just not gonna talk to you about it, it just validates the fact that she's in the right.
Yeah.
Like
she's gonna keep doing it.
Exactly. If one person is telling you that's wrong and then no one else says anything to you, you're gonna follow everyone else just because no one else is saying anything.
Plus, if she really wants to like date this older woman when she's 18
in 4 years,
that's really gross.
Not even
18 and like 40 something.
It would be 42 and 18 by the numbers we used.
Yeah, it's a little groomery. Is there like a reverse groomer situation?
I don't think so, because it's not like she's like, oh, you're gonna date me, or is it not like she's not preparing her to date her, and is not preparing Ruth to date her. Like from what I'm reading, it doesn't sound like they have an exchange upon themselves.
Like, yeah, there's no like, exchanges.
There's not like
gross boundary breaking.
It seems like also this is so shitty to this Ruth's daughter.
Yeah,
that is so insane. It's like, oh, can I stay at your house? Like, no, I need to see your house. Like it seems like you're just her friend because her mom is attractive.
Yeah, that's a little messed up.
Oh,
I just feel like it's a rewrite of Stacy's mom.
This must be. What's the comment? Oh, yeah, there we go. The first comment was double standards. If the niece was a boy, it'd be really bad. I don't know why they're bringing up stealing underwear. Yeah, a lot of people agree.
It's pretty gross.
Yeah. All right, I have one more. Do you want to just hear them, or you want to go through one of yours?
Let me see if I can find one.
This might be a little bit of a longer episode, guys, but yeah.
It's probably my fault.
No, it's my fault. Because usually Riley's the one that regulates time. I'm like, oh, I can keep talking.
Plus, you want to hear this one?
How bad is it?
Am I the asshole for kicking my sister-in-law out after she pooped in my bassinet?
What is a bassinet?
Holds babies.
Yeah, we gotta read that. We're gonna read both of them. We're gonna have to. This is gonna be wild. Go for it.
Okay, I'll try to read it quickly.
No, you don't. You don't have to rush it. We're fine.
I'm gonna throw away. I 30F still can't fathom what recently occurred.
30F.
My brother Josh, 27, married Kelly, 26, last year after a brief 3-month romance. They claimed she was his soulmate. While my parents disapproved, I was simply concerned. I did not meet them so much since I lived 2 hours away. I'm currently pregnant. My due date is in 2 months. We hosted our families, including Josh and Kelly, for my baby shower yesterday. However, right from the beginning, Kelly's behavior was off-putting. She was constantly making negative comments, which I ignored. At one point, however, she loudly called the event fucking dumb, leaving everyone shocked. My mother took her aside after a few minutes, and then Kelly asked for space from all of us and retreated to our guest room. Josh checked in on her once. Toward the end of the party, when only a few people were left in the house, Mom and I went to check on her, but she was not in the guest room, and all rooms close to the guest room had been looked into. We found her in our closet, going through our stuff. She quickly got out after saying she was looking for the restroom, despite knowing where it was in the hallway. She left to join the group in the living room. I had already suspected something was up, so I wanted to check in on all the rooms just in case. Nothing was missing or out of place except for the nursery, but what I also noticed was a foul smell in the room. I'd been decorating my baby's nursery for a while now, so I knew this was not normal. I was looking for the source when I looked over into the bassinet. I could not believe what I saw there. It was a full-blown turd right in the middle of my baby's bassinet. There was no way an animal could have come into the room, and it was clearly human poop. But I called my mom and husband in, and they saw what I saw. There was only one person from the party who had been in this part of the house, and it was Kelly. At some point, I started to cry, and I stormed into the living room to confront her. When I called her out, her face told that she knew what this was about. She feigned innocence for a while, then asked me what proof I had to prove it was hers. This is when I lost my cool and screamed at her to get out of my house. Josh got angry at me for trying to kick his wife out and screamed back. I asked him if he knew what was up. Well, they typed this really weird. I'm so sorry. To which he refused. Then I told him in front of everyone that Kelly had pooped in the bassinet. I'm so sorry. He did not believe me, but I took him in to show it.
They left it there.
I took him in to show it, and some other people also followed. In the public confrontation and shame. She started screaming, calling me a witch, and saying she wished I'd die in childbirth. My husband promptly kicked both of them out. Since morning, however, Josh and Kelly have both been texting me saying I embarrassed them, and this could have been solved privately, but they refused to give me the reason why she did it or apologize, so I'm not responding anymore. Am I the asshole?
What? They had like crime scene tape throughout the entire room. Look at it!
Oh my god.
What? Why are people like that?
Pooped in her bassinet.
Also, rummaging through the closet, like, oh, I'm looking for the toilet when you're like on your hands and knees scrounging through stuff.
Closet.
Like,
what is going on in that girl's brain? I like the public confrontation.
Also, wait, this is even funnier because I don't know if you realized it. She had pooped in the bassinet, then went to the closet and searched for the bathroom.
Yeah.
She did not wipe her ass.
Oh god.
Maybe
she was wearing. Oh.
Exactly. There's no way you can justify it at all.
Well, yeah, she pooped in a bassinet.
There's no way you can there's. She got poopy butt cheeks right now.
Yeah, pull down your pants right now.
Let me see your underwear right now.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Also, okay, this is hot take, but good on him defending his wife. But once you knew what she done, all bets are out the window.
That.
Like, if you just defend her, be like, if she's like, hey, I know it was you, get out. It's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, don't just kick her out. Like, I don't know what it's about, but don't just kick her out. It's like,
she pooped in her bassinet.
Do you recognize this poop? Like, yeah, that's my wife's. What about it?
Oh, I like that they had to show him.
I love
that. And other people followed along.
Oh my, that's the funniest part. It's like a conga line where all like, oh, It's like a museum. It's
yeah.
like, here we have.
Oh my god, the smell.
The comment too of like, I've been in this nursery so many times. I know what the smell is. I know the smell's wrong. I'm like, yeah. If it smells like shit,
it's probably shit.
If you're going into a nursery that only you've been into that has no child in it yet, no bathroom,
it's just preparing her for the future, getting her used to the smell.
There's the Febreze bottles in there.
Poop Febreze bottles.
It's like.
I'm gonna buy you some of those.
Please don't.
And spray it in your room. I'm gonna buy you a bassinet.
Yeah, the bassinet I will totally use. Which actually, let's see. We still have no reply about.
You put your stuffed animals in there.
The mariachi band.
She's just so overcome with joy about thinking about it.
She's at work. So, viewers will know what she says because I'm going to record afterwards. Whenever she sends a message, I'll record like, hey, this is what she said. It'll probably be the end of the episode. But last story of this episode, we have entitled parents. Incident today with my dad. So actually, this is the only one that I did not read anything for. So this might go very bad. But it wasn't marked anything like trigger warnings or anything. So here's hoping.
I'm gonna stick it out.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this is already so bad. This is already so bad. I have multiple stories to share about my dad, 75, but one just happened today. Perfectly exemplifies what I have to deal with when interacting with my father. That's already so bad as a 75-year-old man. Background / context. Not only do I, 43, run my own cybersecurity and computer forensic business, I also have a full-time job with the federal government on top of that. How
much money are they making?
How do you have
a federal job? In federal jobs give you great benefits. You get good health insurance.
And then you have your own cybersecurity and computer forensic business. I guess if they just partner you with, it's like, oh, your firm is just gonna work for us.
Oh yeah.
But if he's working both, oh, what the? Okay, it got so much worse. And I also teach at a local martial arts school. Who is this? This is like,
what in the world?
They don't get any sleep. They sleep for an hour a day.
Yeah.
All right, so we got the martial artist that's also a government official that also knows how to do cyber crimes. Got it. Oh, this makes a lot of sense. I also live by myself, so I pretty much have to do everything around the house. Shop, cook, hand. Oh, I read the line. Shop, cook, clean, do laundry myself. Yeah, where does he find the time to do all this? This is okay. Anyway, needless to say, this results in very little free time. Clearly, my dad, on the other hand, is retired, sitting at his house all day, yelling at the television. In addition, he views the concept of privacy and boundaries as things that cannot possibly exist. Since they cannot be proven mathematically, he's an engineer by trade. Not only that, my dad is a colossal cheapskate. If he can get away with getting a significantly lower price, or better yet, not having to pay for something at all, short of stealing it, of course, he's a happy camper. Sorry, my ability to read is gone. In fact, the prices for even the most basic necessities that are lodged in his head have remained largely unchanged since the Reagan administration. Wow. Combine that with his complete lack of patience, violent temper, his penchant?
Yeah, penchant.
Penchant for interrupting people mid-sentence, his terrible hygiene, and utter lack of interpersonal skills. It's too little wonder that his only friends are the ones he made in the 60s and 70s before he even moved to the US. Just ripping your father apart. Nice. Even my aunt, his younger sister, has unpinned multiple times over the years about how my dad was always catered to hand and foot growing up by my maternal grandparents, which even they begrudgingly admitted, or isn't supposed to be begrudgingly, or grudgingly,
even they grudgingly admitted prior to their passing wasn't the greatest idea in hindsight, given the way my dad turned out.
Thank you. I needed that. This is why we're friends. So anyways, let's get to today's event, shall we? Earlier, I got a call from my dad asking if I had a spare HDMI cable. I told him I had several good ones to spare to give him, and he could come by to grab it. I guess this was he proceeded to go into excruciating detail of how he tried to get one to work because my cousin is coming from overseas for a month, and my dad is getting the bedroom ready for him, and the cable he was using suddenly failed. Needless to say, I didn't need to hear the entire story of it, as I was in the midst of working on several very important things for my business, and simply handing someone a cable was something something that'd take a few seconds at most, at least for most normal people. Something that was something.
And simply handing someone a cable was something that take. Okay, I think they were supposed to only do one something.
We're judging your grammar. Regardless of that, let's go. My dad pulls up in front of my place 15 minutes later, and I meet him out front and hand him the cable. He immediately hands me the bad cable and demands on the spot that he come inside with me and have me test the bad cable. I try to explain to him I'm in the middle of several important matters, and I would test it when I had some free time to actually do so. But no, my dad wanted to walk in with me to my place right that moment and watch me as I tested the cable. I had already told him a few days prior I was going to be working this entire week on several very sensitive things, including on a court case involving having me examine sensitive computer evidence per judge's orders. I couldn't have other people inside whilst I was working on it. Ooh, that's a really bad one. My dad refused to accept what I was telling him or that I'd work on it later. He got upset and accused me of being hostile towards him, demanding I do this immediately for him and that he wanted to watch me do it. I again tried to explain I was busy and that I would get to it when I actually had time to get to it. He then proceeded to grab the bad cable out of my hand, returned to his car, and asked what he had done to me for me to treat him this way. As he got into his car, he said he was going to be very reluctant to help me in the future. All this because he couldn't wait for me to drop everything I was in the midst of doing to test the cable for him right then and there. And then we have an update as of 3:50, probably today or yesterday. And it also occurred to me a moment ago, he never even bothered to say thank you for the cable I gave him.
Cranky old man meets workaholic kid.
This kid needs to be an alcoholic. How much work he has to do.
Workaholic?
He has to be an alcoholic.
I said workaholic.
I know. I'm saying he has to be an alcoholic. How do you? You're a martial arts teacher. You're a federal agent and cybersecurity. Your own business, cybersecurity. This dude runs on just Pepsis. Don't look at the Pepsi on my desk.
What about the Coke on your desk?
I didn't say Coke. I said Pepsi.
You have a Coke on your desk.
No, I don't.
You have Coke.
No, I don't.
You have Coke.
No, I don't.
I can see it.
They can't see it though.
Which liquid is in the glass? Coke or Pepsi?
Black tea.
Is it really?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, they can't see it. So there's nothing over there.
Take a picture.
And today's the day. Today's the last day you ever see me. You don't.
There's a Coke on his desk. Here's a better picture. Yeah. Okay. Don't blur that.
You think I have the technology to blur stuff?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I've never edited video before.
Okay.
Yeah. Riley's usually the one that does that. Riley, come back. Please.
You're gonna do great.
I
I'm gonna
know.
read the comments.
I wonder if you told him that you gave him a good cable. So what difference does it make if the old one works or not? His problem is essentially solved. Any more time wasted on a bad cable isn't worth the time it would take you to check it out, which is valid. Reminds me of me. Took me years to figure out that I was too busy trying to figure out my life that it almost passed me by. Why? Because I was always dealing with narcissist parents like your father. I was just taking a hard look at your life. Are you really happy with it? Going no contact with my mother after my father passed, and a solid year plus of therapy made me realize life is too short to be busy. It'd be so busy. I never thought things were wrong until I realized I was always angry, always. So I did therapy. My life has slowed significantly now, and I really enjoyed it. No more running to get things done or finish the projects or whatever. I live for myself. I no longer live trying to make someone else proud of me because I crave their attention and I will never get it. In any part of this reign true, if any part of this reign true, you need to go low or no contact with your father and find a good therapist who can guide you to peace. The therapist I used had a treatment called EMDR, which really helped me. One would think they would have PTSD from their parents, but I do, and I bet you do as well.
Shout out to therapy.
Shout out to them.
I love it. Shout out to therapists.
How did he help you on the situation? Just don't answer when he calls. When you're someone just says don't answer his calls when you're
So it's
busy.
just a lot of go no contact.
Yeah, it's pretty much just go no contact. He wrote essays, by the way, with every. Look at this. This is him replying. Is this just an update? Your dad sounds like an entitled narcissist. You wouldn't be the first one to say. Oh, we have another example. We're gonna read this.
Okay.
So this is there's a whole other story that he apparently has. This is in the comments in response to someone saying, your dad sounds like an entitled parent.
As an example, 6 months ago, I was in a terrible financial bind after having to pay quite a few very large unexpected bills, the smallest of which was slightly over $4,000. My bank accounts, credit cards, HELOC, everything was tapped out. So of course, a few days after I had paid these very large bills, my AC decided this was the perfect moment to die.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't help that this happened right on the 4th of July holiday, and in the midst of one of the worst heat waves in recent memory, so I couldn't get my usual AC person to come out and take a look at it, at least a couple of days afterwards. When the tech finally came, he let me know that the cost to replace it with the new system was $7,000. I tried every way I could to scrape together the money on my own, but I couldn't. And because of the major heat wave, temps were approaching 100 degrees and 100% humidity almost every day for days. And living where I live, South Florida, air conditioning is a necessity, especially in the summer months. So by the 6th day of no AC and after 5 days of no sleep, I can't sleep in that kind of heat/humidity, but I couldn't abandon my 2 cats to their own devices. Hat in hand, I went to my parents and asked for their help with getting a new AC. My dad's response was to come for over an hour, scream at me, yelling at me that I was financially irresponsible, that I should shut down my business because he felt I wasn't making enough money, that I should stop teaching at the martial arts school because he didn't like that I wasn't being given any money for it. Our seafood does free classes on advanced techniques 2 times a month, especially for the assistant directors.
Oh, 2 times a month was fine. Okay.
And yelled at me for several other things. I sure as hell didn't need it, given that all I wanted was their help. And I couldn't leave, given I have 2 cats. And I can't take them anywhere, since they scratch things up when they get moved somewhere. He blocked my ability to get to my front door, or to get to my phone on my desk, preventing me from calling the police to get him the hell out of my place. And it's not like my parents were hurting for money. My parents own 2 homes in 2 states, one of which is worth over $1 million that they own free and clear.
Is this Bill Gates?
Each drive luxury automobiles, have a retirement income of over $150,000, the list goes on. To my parents, money is the first consideration. Okay, wait, luxury automobiles. Do you think it's like Lexus type, or do you think it's like shit you've never like
75-year-old man? Most likely it's like
McLaren type.
I think
shit.
It's like some muscle cars that he got from like the 60s.
I love muscle cars. You know.
Yeah.
I love muscle cars. Ugh. To my parents, money is the first consideration, and everything else is an extremely distant second. And it's almost like they enjoy buying things for people right in front of me.
Oh.
In the last 20 years, I can count on one hand the number of times they even bothered to ask if there was anything I wanted for my birthday or for Christmas.
Aww.
And the one time they did, my mom's response was, "Where am I going to get the money for that?" After she lavished me with the tale of how she got so many things for my sister and my nephews for Christmas that year.
Fuck these parents.
But yet, a couple years ago, when an aunt visited, my mom, at the spur of the moment, bought her a brand new iPad right on the spot. In fact, a few years ago, I was trying to come up with an extra $2K to put down for an office space to rent, and I asked my folks, as I had given my dad $2,500 a couple months earlier, to help cover their property taxes. Don't ask me why they claimed needing it. I just gave it to them out of the kindness of my heart and happened to have it.
Stupid.
Yeah. My mom hemmed and hawed about how they just had to pay their property taxes and how hard it'd be for her to come up with any money. She didn't know I gave the money. I kid you not, within 15 minutes of my dad telling my mom that I gave them the money to help with their property taxes, my mom hauled ass to the bank and deposited $3,500 into my account.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to read the other really long one, or do you think that's good?
Nah, I think we're good. This family, he's definitely the middle child.
Yeah.
Why are people like that?
That's rough.
How bad would you feel too if like you're like, hey,
The irony is that my mom almost never visits me.
Is that what he says?
I can count on one hand the number of times she's come to visit me in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
I would miss my mom.
But can you think about it too? Of like, hey, can you guys help me? Like, my business is really booming. Can you help me? Or like, I guess it was AC, right?
AC.
Like, it's like, hey, can you help me fix my AC so I have,
Yeah,
coolant
heat
for my
wave.
cats? He goes, no. Hey, sister.
Yeah, that'd be fucked up.
Like, I get it. It's theoretically, it's far less of an amount. Actually, how much are iPads even going for? iPad prices. We're assuming they're going for the biggest one. Why does it give me $0?
Probably down payments.
Okay, yeah, significantly.
Which down payment on electronic is ridiculous. This one's 800. That one's 500. 600, 329, 500.
So yeah, about almost half the cost of what he was asking for was given as an iPad instead of giving him the ability to get air conditioning. Dang. Yep. It feels bad, man.
Wait, so does he own his own place then? Because if it's like an AC problem and you have a landlord, it's a landlord's responsibility.
Well, this guy, he probably owns it.
Probably.
There's no way he has it. Yeah, because he said he has nowhere to go. Which is even worse. That's like he couldn't even. He's most worried about his cats. He couldn't just let his cats go to his parents' house for a little bit.
Well, he says that cats scratch up shit.
Well, even still.
So his parents would probably be like, "You're paying for all this."
No, but even still, like, if let's say you and your brother live separate places, if he's like, "Hey, I have my dog that is like not entirely potty trained yet, but our house has no AC. It's like 115 degrees out. Can we put him in your house for like a day or two?" You would do it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like
my brother's bought me so much free Taco Bell.
That's why you do it. Not because he's your brother, not because his dog might die. It's just.
Do you know how often he gives me Taco Bell? It's like once every couple of days.
Why does he do it?
He just really likes Taco Bell, and I think he just likes having someone
to eat Taco Bell
car to drive with him. He gets sad whenever I have to like
not go to Taco Bell.
Yeah, because I'll have like plans or something, and he'll be like, "Oh," mope around my room. Be like,
it kicks sands like, "You want to get Taco Bell when you come back?" It's like, where'd you get the sand from? He just has a bag of sand in his mouth. So you wanna go later?
But yeah, I usually say, "Hell yeah, I'll go." I usually just get a strawberry lemonade.
That's what he pays for.
Well, sometimes I'll get like the online. He has the online like app. So many points racked up because he goes at least twice a week, and he gets like that online exclusive like cravings box, like build your own cravings box. So sometimes I'll get that with him. I get the Gordita Crunch Wrap. I usually just switch out the side every so often. And then I get the chips and the cheese, and I get a strawberry lemonade.
Sadly,
next time, though, I kind of want to get Crunch Wrap.
Still no answer. She's very busy with work.
Ew.
All right. And with that being said, that'll be the end of this episode. As always, thank you guys for watching. If you guys are in a very kind mood today, please go show Riley some love on either Instagram or on his Twitch. It is all lowercase RJD_studios. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm gonna make you watch this before I upload it, just in case.
It's embarrassing for me.
Are you doing it upside down?
No, it's embarrassing that he's gonna watch.
Oh. There's gonna be okay, whatever. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed the first episode of TK&G. Thank you, Maya, for being here. She agreed really fast to this, which is insane. We have one more lined up as well for the immediate future, and I have people on the way. So you'll probably see more of TK&G. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys again very soon. Bye. Ew.
Bye.